Hello out there. Happy New Year to you. We hope you missed us as much as we missed you. One of the highlights so far in 2025, being back here with you for the very first episode of The World According to Gayle of 2025. So it's February, which to me means Valentine's Day and love. I'm wishing you a whole lot of love in your life this month and always. That's why I'm wearing red. And please pass the word, I'm alert and available. So let's get to it. Welcome to The World According to Gayle. Let's go. I got TV on the brain, and there are a number of new shows on my must-watch list. First up is Hulu's new series. It's called Paradise. Nice name, right? The show stars Sterling K. Brown. We remember him from This Is Us and a bunch of other stuff. He's an agent who is tasked with protecting the president, played by James Marsden. So things take a turn when the president is found murdered, and Brown's character becomes the suspect. Take a look at just how twisty this story is.
For the record, your name is Xavier Collins, correct?
Yes.
You have 2 children, James and Presley.
Yes.
When did you last see Cal Bradford alive?
I walked the president to his room when he turned in at 22:04.
You don't approve?
Those things would kill you.
Yeah. Well, they can get in line.
When did you discover the body?
I knocked on the door at 8:01. That's when I found him lying next to his bed.
You were the last person to see Cal alive. Did you kill him?
No.
So Brown plays Xavier Collins, head of the Secret Service, who then becomes not only the suspect, but he's the lead suspect in the president's murder. Yikes. That puts him in a very tricky position because he's trying to solve the murder and clear his name at the same time. And to complicate matters, he and the president have, how shall we say, personal history. Now, for all you binge watchers out there, you're going to have to pace yourself with this one. Why? Hulu is dropping new episodes weekly until the finale. I think that's a good thing because then you can think about it all week. You can stream Paradise Tuesdays on Hulu, and let's just say this, Paradise ain't paradise. You all know Morris Chestnut, right? Yeah, you do. The actor's been in a number of hit shows and movies, including Boys in the Hood from back in the day, The Best Man, Under Siege 2. Let's just say he's got quite the resume. So in his latest role, Morris is playing the lead in Watson. It's a new drama on CBS, yep, my network. He plays Dr. John Watson, who he describes as a doc-tective because the show is a blend of medical drama and solving mysteries. So I got an early preview of the episodes, and spoiler alert, I watched all of them because every time it ended, I wanted to know what was going to happen. It was just that good. So the other day I was in the Oprah Daily offices and I heard that Morris Chestnut was in the building. How did I hear Morris was in the building? Shelby, come on in. Tell the people what happened. Shelby comes out and what did you say?
I said, do you know that Morris Chestnut's in the building?
And I said, where? Because I had just seen him at CBS and you said he just walked in.
He just walked in, so we should find him.
Yeah, so she said we should find him. So I put in the King Detective Agency, me and Shelby, Detective Copeland Agency. We tracked him down and we invited him right here in our studio for a quick chat. Shelby was there.
It's a medical show with an investigative spine, and that's because we...
Say that again, wait.
It's a medical show with an investigative spine, and that is the Sherlock Holmes influence on the show. So one of the things that makes our show different than a regular medical show is we don't just solve the case inside the hospital. The traditional medical shows, the case is just solved inside the hospital.
Exactly.
But however, our show being Watson, taking part of the Sherlock Holmes mythology, so we're doctors inside the hospital, but we go outside the hospital and we're detectives.
Yeah.
So what happens is we're not just...
Word you use?
We're doc-tectives, because we're not just doctors, we're not just detectives, we're doc-tectives, and that's how we solve each of the crimes.
Being both a doctor and a detective does sound intense, and it is, but I have to tell you this, and I'm a little biased, but Morris Chestnut nailed it. You can catch Watson Sunday night on CBS. And I'm happy to tell you this, you can see the whole interview where we talked about his long-standing marriage. He's married to the lovely Pamela for close to 30 years. Why he thinks he's lasted so long in this entertainment business. How is it that it was the first time he went to the Golden Globes this year? How is that possible? And oh yeah, how does he still look so, this is my favorite part, good? Goooodt. From playing Ricky Du Bois in the Hood to 34 years later, he is John Watson. Let me just say this, he looks just as good in person as he does on your TV screen or your movie screen. Head to YouTube to watch our full conversation. You're gonna like it. Of course, we can't talk about February TV without mentioning season 3 of The White Lotus. I cannot wait for this show. The show's creators are notorious for keeping the details under wraps, but we can tell you a few things. First, it has been confirmed that this season is taking place in Thailand. We've seen all that video. We also know that Natasha Rothwell, who played hotel employee Belinda in the first and second season, is back again. We like her so much. If you remember, we talked to her for The World According to Gayle back in September. She came on while she was promoting her show, How to Die Alone. It's good too. So Mike White, the show's creator, also said this season will be a satirical and funny look at death and Eastern religion and spirituality. How's that gonna work? But Mike White's gonna figure it out. Here's a little taste of what to expect.
Our hotel is the best in the world. At the end of the week, you will be an entirely different person.
To Thailand. And a week of new memories.
This place is insane. We should always live like this.
I'm so happy. All my babies all together.
I hope you enjoy Thailand.
We usually go to the Caribbean.
I feel really lucky to be here.
I want to learn everything I can and bring the magic back to Maui.
It's a wellness center. You should get a facial. Rick, the lady in the airport thought you were my dad.
My God.
If you have watched any of the previous seasons like I have, and I know you have too, you know these guests will give the hotel employees a serious run for their money. It makes you question everything you know about rich, privileged people. I have to say it's freezing here in New York, so hanging out on the beach in Thailand, which I've never been to, by the way, sounds like a great idea to me. And if this is like the previous White Lotus seasons, you're going to want to go to Thailand too. Watch the full season, which premieres on February 16th on Max. Political dramas that keep you on the edge of your seat, they are having a moment. And guess what? I have another one for you. So once you get through Paradise, I highly, highly, highly recommend tuning into 0 Day. This is a new Netflix series starring two-time Oscar winner, that would be Robert as in De Niro. It is set during a massive cyber attack that impacts the entire world. To help figure out what is going on, national security brings in the former president, played by De Niro, to uncover what or who is behind it all. Here's a look at this one.
Whoever's responsible for this attack, they're dangerous and they say they're going to do it again.
Congress is authorizing a special investigatory commission and endowing it with powers of surveillance, search and seizure.
They're just going to grab people off the streets without warrants.
Actually, you are. People will believe what they need to believe. The truth is the truth. But it's not always the most important thing.
There's a lot of twists and turns in this. I think I like things with twists and turns. This delivers on that too. One of the best characters in this series, Angela Bassett. Did you see her? Playing the current president. She and Robert De Niro, by the way, have been on screen together. This is the second time. They radiate power when the two of them are there. It's a 1-2 punch. And with so much talk these days of the dangers of the digital world, this show really makes you do some thinking about the possibilities when smart people in power make decisions to do dangerous things. 0 Day premieres on February 20th on Netflix. That should be enough television to get you through the dreary days of winter. So how about we turn our attention to some music? Multi-platinum artist Kane Brown. You know, I love me some Kane Brown. Recently released his 4th studio album. It's called High Road. I've listened to the entire thing, and it's also, I don't know, Kane Brown doesn't know how to make bad music, in my opinion. I did a profile of him and went to his house and met his wife and the family for CBS, and I've been smitten ever since with the whole family. But don't just take my word for it about how good this is. Kane himself has gone on the record and says that this is by far his favorite and most personal album to date. So there are a number of fun duets on it, including songs with Brad Paisley, Khaled, Jelly Roll. Everybody knows me and Jelly Roll are pals. I'm nuts about him too. And the album even features a sexy little ditty. It's called Body Talk with his wife, Kane Brown. Here's a look at Mr. and Mrs. Brown.
'Cause we could let our bodies talk. We could let our bodies talk it through.
Caitlin is also featured on another track of the album. That's track number 17 called Do Us Apart. Now, this is the thing about Kane and Caitlin. I interviewed them back in the day when they did their first song together. It was called Thank God. And she said, no, I'm not ever going to do it again. This was just something fun for the two of us. And I kept saying, Caitlin, I know you're coming back because your voice is so good. And even Kane said, I think she might be coming back. She's back and she nails it again. The High Road is available now wherever you stream your music. That's all we have time for this month, but we ended on a very nice musical note. I love when that happens. For more of The World According to Gayle, head to oprahdaily.com. We'll see you next month. And as I say at the end of every Zoom, leaving meeting.